personality into something becoming, unbecoming, and unbecoming, becoming. Generally, life may people want to become always something. I want to become a doctor, I want to become a star, I want to become. But having a book called Unbecoming is a big question mark. You really want to know what it's about. But Karthikeyan, before we start and get into your book, honestly, when you were young in school, we all have dreams. When I was young in school, I wanted to be in the army, but I turned up getting to radio now. So what was your dream when you were in school? Did you ever think, yeah, you'll become a lawyer, you'll become a writer? जो आप कर रहे हो, cricketer, was that there already from a young age, or something happened and you slowly got into it?
Thank you, Jimmy ji, for such a warm opening, and thank you, Varunda, for being here, and all my friends who are present here, and our media friends. Thank you. Very grateful for the presence of all of you here, and I think it's a very interesting question, Jimmy ji. What you've asked me is that, and this is the theme of the book as well, where I'm talking about let life reveal its purpose. And I'm sure not many people here can say it with conviction that they become what they plan. Life always surprises us. It's a path which starts making sense when you look backward and join the dots. So this is what life has taught me. It has always surprised me with what direction it is taking me through. And it has taken me a number of years to realize that whatever planning that I had done, life was very smart to outsmart me with those things never happened. So while growing up, yes, I wanted to be a professional cricketer. I was fortunate that at the age of 11, I played my first national.
You're living your dream also.
And it was then that I was introduced to transcendental meditation. And unlike the kids of my age, I took meditation slightly more seriously, because I was also playing professional sports. And so these were the moments when I could experience, while playing sports and with the help of meditation, working on my attention span, that I could intuitively get into a zone which philosophers call the flow state. And I could intuitively guess what's coming next. But this was so accidental that I was always longing for how to get into this state at my will. I have no choice. It's choosing me. I am not able to choose it. And that became a question at a very young age. And I started exploring other than a parallel life of being a professional. Then later on I did my MBA, gave 5 years into marketing, and then did law. So this is one side of my life. Parallelly, I was always exploring this non-dual nature of reality through different philosophies, like Tibetan Mahayana philosophy, Advaita Vedanta, reading Mandukya Upanishad, and also with the practice of the Kriya Yoga that I do now. And so I was always very inquisitive that how easily we identify ourselves with roles, designation, profiles, and then all our life efforts are going into fitting ourselves into that identity. This is what becoming is. We take the word becoming so seriously that we center our entire life basis that box, what you want to become. And if you see the nature of becoming, it's like trying to see yourself in the eyes of the world. And your sense of accomplishment comes from whether the world accepts it or not. And your idea of self-worth also comes from how the world is treating you. Now that is such a fragile state to be in. And this is what I explored, that the idea of self-worth should always come from within you. And that's the path of the unbecoming. Becoming is how you like to see yourself in the eyes of the world. And unbecoming is settling with who you are. You always, in the pursuit of achieving external validations, we are always looking for that missing link to feel complete. Wherein we are born complete, that seed of completion is already within us. It requires looking inward and embrace the path of unbecoming. So when you are not identifying with role, designation, titles, and you embrace your true nature, you will write many chapters of becoming without identifying with it. So I say that becoming is a byproduct of embracing the unbecoming.
Wow, this is truly amazing. Now, what were you trying to unlearn or peel away when you were writing this book? Because it's all about unbecoming. You know, मैं ये चाहता हूँ, मैं ये करना चाहता हूँ, I want to become this. And when your book was getting into it, you were peeling away, you were unlearning to put in your thoughts into that book. Because it's all about unbecoming. It's not about what you dreamt, what you thought. So how did you manage that? You know, when you were writing the book, was it already there in your mind? Or while you were writing the book, you know, you were unlearning and unpeeling yourself to come up with the unbecoming style of your becoming?
Intuitively so aligned to the process through which I went through while writing this book. The very first thing that I learned when I was writing the first chapter, and in a way this book became a guru, started teaching me the process of writing. Because initially I used to take out a particular time in a day, maybe 6 a.m. in the morning, get up and start writing. And but it never used to happen. I used to struggle, and beyond a paragraph I couldn't write anything. So I realized that I'm trying. And this made me realize the difference between trying and being. Being is opposite of trying. Trying, no matter how smart you are, it always has an element of pretense in it. And people can see it. And we are only trying to fool ourselves when we make an effort. And it's not like when you are trying, you can't write a book. You can. But it loses the charm, the spontaneity, you know, the wisdom out of it. And so in my case, I would leave it there. I said, because it's not happening and I don't want to force the idea. And the book would start flowing surprisingly when I was under a shower. And then I used to write it.
That time you were more relaxed. So I want to ask you this question. You were under a shower and your thoughts used to flow and you used to know what you wanted to write. So does a relaxed state of mind actually become very creative for an individual?
I'll tell you the science behind it. This also I explored while I was going through all this process and trying to understand what is it that, you know, again, the same question which I had in my childhood. Why am I not able to enter this flow state? It is choosing me. I'm not able to choose it. So the science I explored much later as I started writing the book. That why it happened under a shower. And I used to write for 1 hour on my mobile and then copy it back on my laptop. Similar experience happened when I was driving. The book would start flowing. And I would park it, you know, beside the road and start writing for 1 hour. And then copy it back, because I also realized if I don't write it there and then, it used to lose the charm. It never used to come again. And then I realized that it is not an art of chasing or trying. It's an art of being available to this present moment. So when you are taking a shower, the scientific explanation to it is that when a tactile sensation of a water droplet comes on your skin, it immediately grounds you into the present moment. No matter how self-consumed you are, wherever you go under a shower, it will, in that moment, it will bring you into the present moment.
More relaxed, as one says.
Same as with driving. You're bound to be observant.
So let's tweak it a little bit before we really get into